Hey everyone, I'm back. Back by popular demand, I'm going to do a hibiscus video. A number of you have asked for me to do more hibiscus videos. So I was looking at this hibiscus and I was thinking, what kind of video can I do next? So what I've decided is this hibiscus really isn't flowering anymore. Well, it does have some buds. Actually, it's got quite a few buds, but I've been noticing that the buds have been falling off. It's been dropping a lot, and usually that's to do with stress or insects or a deficiency of some sort. Sometimes it's even as simple as a pH issue in the soil. So what I've noticed is this plant has been in here for 2 years, and it really needs a fresh pot. So as you can see, the roots are showing. I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah. And every time I water it, it washes more soil away. So I need to get it into a bigger pot, something that I can have more soil where the roots can roam, and it'll stay a little bit more moist. You still want to have a well-draining soil, but you want to have a soil that doesn't dry out within 20 minutes. And unfortunately, this seems to be the case with this one. This plant that had water issues last year is still looking a little sad, but as you can see, there's all kinds of flower buds going on here, and it wants to try to grow. This also has had a problem with Japanese beetles. I've been just using some Home and Garden Raid to get rid of the darn Japanese beetles. I hear that if you set the traps for Japanese beetles, it's best to have them in your neighbor's yard, because it actually attracts the beetles. And I don't want to attract more. They're not very good flyers, so they don't necessarily fly into the trap where they're supposed to go. You might just get more beetles in your property. So if you live in the country, that's great. You can put it off to the side on a fence or something, but in my small little backyard, I don't need any more. But right now it doesn't seem to have any on it, but it does have damage on the leaves from the darn little things. They're really pretty beetle, but they cause a lot of damage. So anyway, we'll pull this out of the pot, and we'll get a potting mix ready, and we'll pot it up, see if it makes a difference. Okay, so first things first, it's about 98 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now, so I'm going to take this hose instead of just watering the plant afterwards. I'm going to water myself first. It's so hot outside. So what I'm going to do is I've got a mix for my potting soil. What I have first is coconut fiber. It's a fantastic organic, well, I guess maybe not organic, it's natural. Let's go with that. And it retains, it's very much like peat moss. It retains a lot of moisture, but not too much moisture. I don't believe that this stuff changes the pH of the soil all that much, whereas peat moss will drop the pH. And in some cases it's welcome. In the case of hibiscus, peat moss might be a better choice. I just don't have any at the moment. The hibiscus likes to have a pH of between 5.5 and 6.5. This also could be another reason why this one's not flowering very well. I do have an order in for a pH meter from eBay. That place is fantastic. I got I think I'm paying almost $4 for Canadian for it's a moisture meter, pH meter, and light meter. You don't really need a light meter if you need to gauge whether it's sunny outside. Well, I don't know. So anyway, this coconut fiber comes compressed. I broke this in half, and then you just put it in water and it expands, kind of like those peat pellets that you get. So it's very much like that. I just smashed it over my knee and broke it into smaller bits, and lo and behold, you will have this lovely mix. I kind of like this a little bit better than peat moss because it's grainy. I don't know whether you can see, but it's got the long fibers, and that's fantastic for for any type of soil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix that with some potting mix, just a regular all-purpose potting soil. This one is by All-Treat. I don't really buy anything specific. And then I'm also going to add some perlite for extra drainage. Hibiscus do like well-draining soil. It gives some air circulation and stuff to the roots. So anyway, I'm going to do 2 parts of the coconut fiber, 2 parts potting soil, and then 1 part of perlite. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. So in a bucket, I'm going to mix 2 parts of this stuff, the cocoa fiber, nice and moist. 1, because of the long fibers, it can be difficult to fill into a pot. 2 parts of that. 1, 2 parts of potting soil, and not really going to measure. There's not a lot left in this bag, so maybe I'll have enough left for 1 more planting. So I'm just going to mix this all up, break up any chunks that might be in there. Okay. Also going to add a little bit of slow release fertilizer. This is Smart Coat. A generous helping. Just mix that in nice. I like to use slow release fertilizer in most of my planters because sometimes you just forget to feed. This is perfect for that. Okay, and I'm all nice and muddy. So, rinse myself off a little bit. Not that it matters, I'm going to get... Oh. Relief. So we'll set this mix off to the side here. This is the pot we're going to put it in. It's got the saucer right on the bottom, which I like because I tend to always buy pots without saucers, and then I have to go and buy saucers that might fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull this out, just as I suspected. It's a beautiful pot, but one thing that I do try not to buy is pots that have a lip on the top. Because as the roots grow, you can't pull the plant straight out. So I brought my trusty knife just for this instance. I'm just going to cut around the side of the pot. This will make it so that the roots aren't holding the plant in place anymore around the side. Pardon me if there's going to be some shoddy editing in this video. Alright. Let's see if it pulls out now. Hopefully it will. Doesn't sound like it. Thinking about it. There we go. Just as I suspected as well. It's fairly pot bound. The roots, as you can see, are a nice color. They're quite lovely. They're a nice white. There's not a lot of depth in there, so the plant is really trying to do well. just going to break up some of the soil around the roots so that it will, the roots will grow out when I repot it. And just like I suspected as well, the soil is very dry, and I just watered it yesterday. There should be no reason why, after watering it just yesterday, that the center of the pot is dry. So just make some nice holes in here, because this new mix with that cocoa fiber will help keep the soil a little bit more moist. It really retains the moisture. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. So move this off to the side. Put it back in its problem spot. I'm actually going to reuse this soil because it's going in a bigger pot. I have lots of soil. Again, if you had a problem with the plant, like a fungal problem or something like that, I wouldn't recommend reusing the soil. I would recommend just getting rid of the soil. The lovely mat is all brown. Okay. So, I'm going to take some of our mix, put it down here on the bottom. I'm going to just see how it looks in here. I want the pot or the plant to be about 2 inches down in the pot. Hibiscus likes to be mulched. I didn't do that with this other one, with the other pot, but I think I'm going to take some sphagnum moss after the video's over and just put some sphagnum moss around the base of the plant. That will again also hold in moisture. Excuse me, my goodness. Okay, so you can't see it, but this is a little too deep at the moment. It's about 3 or 4 inches down. Get in there. So I'll just add some more of this mix. I don't think I made enough to make some more. No problem, I got stuff here. Okay. It looks much nicer. Much nicer indeed. This will allow the plant to, maybe I'd like to see the plant get to be almost twice as big as what it is now. So now I'm going to move this plant off to the side. Got to make some more soil. Not really going to measure this. Just going to squeeze out any extra water that's in there. There's a lot of, from when I made this, there was a little extra water, a little too much. And I'll just use the water that's in the bottom of this bucket. I'll water my my garden with it. Put that off to the side. Don't need it anymore. Okay. Mix this up all nice. I find that making these soil mixes is quite relaxing. Wish I had a spot downstairs that I can, like a big Rubbermaid tote, that I could just put bags and bags of stuff in and then just mix it all around. I remember when I was a kid, I used to sit on the driveway with a big, kind of like what I have my my water lotuses planted in, with like the big water bucket. I used to fill that. I'd go to the manure pile and I'd grab a bucket of that, and then I'd grab a bucket of garden soil, and then I'd have a big bag of peat moss, and I'd just sit there for hours just digging it up and mixing it around, and then I'd take it in a wheelbarrow and I'd take it out to individual plants, and I'd just kind of dig a trench around every plant and just amend the soil. My soil was so beautiful, my plants were lovely. It was fantastic. They really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I think it was a mutually beneficial endeavor. So, need a little bit of perlite in here. Alright. If you use too much perlite, it all seems to float to the surface when you water, so I'm starting to learn not to use too much. It's just wasted. Alright. So now, bring this back into the picture. Just fill this up. Wow, I still need more. You know what? For the rest of this, I'm just going to use just straight potting soil. Okay, so this is all potted up now. Actually, I need to just center it a little bit nicer. Should have looked at this before I started. It's kind of facing the camera. Move the soil around so it holds itself in place. So now we'll water it in and let it do its thing. If you need to amend the soil with regards to pH, it's best to get yourself a pH meter. Like I did. I bought mine on eBay, and you might need to use some aluminum sulfate. This changes hydrangeas blue also, but it lowers the pH level. So just add a little bit to your water and pour it onto the plant, and it will lower the pH. The one thing you do have to worry about is when you're using a chemical like this, sometimes it can lower the pH a little bit too quickly, and in that it can shock the plant. So the goal here is to add a little bit of this each time you water, and slowly, gradually lower the pH of the soil. That way you don't have any stress come to your plant, or very little anyway, and it will become healthier. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and happy growing, everyone. I'm going to put this on the patio and hope that it blooms. When it starts blooming again, I will for surely do an update video. See you soon.